It's good to see him. I want to thank the speakers that were up here before me, and I would like to thank the Saanich people for hosting this very important topic of protecting the herring. Thank you, Kurt, for attending the elders meeting the other day. I missed it. But some of the things that we've been talking about for years is the anchorages. You know, the anchorages are, like the elders say, the floating cities out in our area where the juvenile herring usually rear. So what happens, what I think happens is the lights are on all night, every night in these anchorages. The fish are attracted to the light. The marine mammals feed on them 24/7, not just during daylight hours. So I think that's taken a toll on a lot of the abundance. You know, we talk about indicators, the ducks, the murres. We used to be able to harvest the murres right outside Cleet Bay, Thetis, Valdez. They're not there anymore. We have to go on the outside of Polier Pass out into the big straits. So, you know, we sit there and talk about how do we protect the herring. We leave them alone. We got to get rid of the anchorages. We got to let it rebuild. And we used to have a lot of good spawning areas in the past. You know, we talk about Stavina, Shell Beach, Coffin Point, Cleet Bay, Valdez, Spinellicate Spit, Galliano. Used to be a lot of spawn back in the day. We haven't had any in 12 years on the inside. Just last year there was a little bit, and it was good to see. And we got a little bit of Amish herring eggs for our elders. But we didn't want to take too much because we don't want to be a part of the problem. We always talk about First Nations looking after the resources. We're looking after it. DFO isn't. You know, there's a lot of experiences from our South Land, from all of us out there harvesting, out on the water. I'm out on the water quite a bit. I've seen the changes in my time here. Lot more changes since our South Land been out. Some of the ones are gone that talked about how it was abundant and how it's not now. So we definitely got to step up and look after it, you know, one way or another. There's definitely ways of doing it. And this is good to see all the people here today. People I haven't seen in a long time. I want to thank you all for coming out for this very important subject of protecting the herring. A lot of our young people lost the taste of herring because of the lack of access, the denied access. Some of the teachings, like we saw in the video, my grandparents used to do that. Every spring we used to go down Cleet Bay to Ed's Point. My grandfather, Keenum, that's the name I carry. We'd go down there every spring. Late Danny Daniels, my dad, used to shoot ducks. Ken Thomas Sr., my grandparents, my mom, my aunties would be digging clams. Well, my grandpa and late Ed Seymour used to pull the cedar trees off pull it up to the beach and harvest the Amish. And the people used to come down and, you know, take a few branches here and there. It used to be thick. Now you put a cedar tree out, you don't get it. You don't get enough. There's some times where I've done it, And I just anchored it out and I let the eggs hatch because there wasn't enough to harvest for food. So that, part of our teachings, we have the right to harvest for our food, look after our families. And on the other hand, we have the right to look after it too. And I love seeing everybody here. Shows we all want to protect this very important species. So I said I wasn't going to talk, but Shanna pushed me up here. But I want to thank everyone for coming together is the bottom line. And we still have a lot to learn, and it's good to see there's a lot of people here willing to pull together to try to find a solution to protect this very important species. It's really important, not only for our traditional foods, but it feeds a lot of other things like we talked about: salmon, ducks, cod, whales, marine mammals all over the place. So, it's a very important resource we got to look after. I want to thank you all for coming out and showing your interest, and look forward to working together in the future.